because race fans, this is what you save your lunch money for. To the green on night number 1 of the Sprintacular. You're going to race off onto the back straightaway. 3 cars already looking at the top spot here. It will be the 66 of Jaden Rogers bringing him into turn number 3, but the madman on the outside, Robert Ballou, going to lead lap number 1. Robert Ballou up into the race lead. Jaden Rogers back to second. Hayden Reinbold right now running in third. Dason Pursley in pursuit of him. The 86 going to drop the deck in turn number 3. Brings it up the racetrack. Couldn't get in front of him fast enough. Opens the door to the inside for the 19 of Mitchell Moles. Moles unable to make his way by. Pursley holds on to 4th. Moles still right there lurking on that inside line. Switching the car a little bit in the 3R. Kevin Thomas Jr. is going to close up quickly. The Inferno Armor. Rocksteady Racing number 3 to the outside line. And he's going to have the position as they work onto the front straightaway. So KTJ up into 5th. Moles in 6th. Swanson, Leary, Cummins, and Danner right now your top 10. Caution. Dason Pursley in the 86 down in the infield. Brings it back to green. 4 laps completed. Ballou going to bring him onto the back straightaway. Good restart by Jaden Rogers this time. The 66 hanging right there with the madman. Oh, Robert, that car kicked all kind of sideways in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Jaden had to get on the binders, and that's going to allow the 19 of Hayden Reinbold to race by for the second spot here. Jaden back down to the inside trying to regain the silver position as behind him Kevin Thomas Jr. Remember before we went to the caution last time, he had a hellacious run going around the outside of the Speedway. Gets a good run to the high side of 3 and 4. Drives to the bottom of turn number 1. Brings it up the racetrack. Jaden Rogers trying to work back to his inside so far. They're side by side in turns 3 and 4. Jaden rolling right back by those. Swanson going to try to answer this time in turns 3 and 4. He's got it as here comes Logan Seavey now. Going to have a 4-car battle to be in the top 5. Logan Seavey in the 57 picking off 1, 2, possibly 3 here in the Mountain Mechanical contract at number 57. Seavey, who went to victory lane here 1 year ago. Oh, we got a driver at the top of the racetrack. That's Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas, the Inferno Armor number 3R, jumped her off the top of turn number 2, brings it back on the racetrack, but from 3rd now to well outside of the top 10. See if KTJ can make up any ground here as red lights going to come on. We got problems over in turn number 2. In command, in the 12, brings it to the NOS Energy start can. We're back underway. Logan Seavey going to creep around the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Gets a big run onto the back straightaway. Going to close in. Going to steal second into turns 3 and 4. Up the racetrack. Leaves the bottom open. Reinbold's going to answer. And now he looks for the race lead. Hayden Reinbold's going to come around for the top spot. Hayden Reinbold up in the race lead. Robert Ballou back to second. Logan Seavey right there stalking to his inside. Will they take it 3 wide for the top spot in turns 3 and 4. Robert to the outside. Seavey into the tire tracks of the 19. Ballou back to 3rd. Logan Seavey's up to 2nd. Seavey up in the 2nd. Hayden Reinbold shows the way. Robert back on the attack on the outside, but here comes Logan Seavey. Last year went to victory lane. He's going to go back to the top of the field one more time. The 57 comes around to lead on lap number 19. Reinbold still in the hunt. Seavey able to open up his exit on turn number 4, but absolutely parks it around the bottom side of turns 1 and 2 that time. Reinbold going to open up his entry to 3, brings it around, trying to switch the apex around over in turns 1 and 2. A 3-lap dash to the finish, and drivers starting to creep back up to the top side of the racetrack. Behind them, Kyle Cummins going to the high side here as Robert Ballou goes around on the inside of the racetrack, brings it back out, but that's going to bring the caution. 3-lap dash to the finish. Seavey going to bring him wide at the exit of turn number 4. We get back after it. Drops low in turns 1 and 2, a slow pace onto the back straightaway. Cummins up to the cushion, trying to see if he can take advantage and build some momentum here. Ricky Lewis right there in the mix as well. Lewis going to throw the slide for 3rd. Can he make it there? Yes, he can. It's going to be Lewis up into the 3rd spot. Reinbold in the meantime trying to look to the inside of the 57, trying to get a run. Thought about it, couldn't quite get there though. They're 3 wide for the 3rd spot behind them. Ricky Lewis, the 3P of Cummins, and the 19AZ of Mitchell Moles coming around to the way with the white flag and 1 to go. Seavey leads him onto the back straightaway. Lewis going to give it 1 shot from the 3rd position as they work off into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Hayden Reinbold also going to try to give it hell at the exit of the 4th turn. Everybody tapping tires, and that leaves the door open for Logan Seavey to go back to victory lane. Up out of the car, race fans, give him a hand.
Logan, man, the bottom side of the racetrack so exceptionally slick. How difficult was it to commit and say that's your line, knowing how easily it would be to get turned around with some contact?
Yeah, I don't know how many wins I've ever won in my career, but there's probably less than 3 or 4 that I've won idling around the tires. So not my cup of tea, but yeah, I got back there and wherever I started, 8th, 9th, 10th, and I lost a few on the start. And man, early when those yellows would come out, like right before the leader would get to the line, I was like, man, this is helping me. It's wearing out the track without counting laps. So my car just kept getting better and better, and they really got racing from like 3rd through 8th, and I feel like I passed them in 2 or 3 laps when I finally committed to the bottom, which is something I've never done before. I'm usually the 2nd or 3rd one to find the bottom, and then I just tuck in line. So yeah, weird to be the one leading on the bottom, and man, Hayden was all over me there at the end. Hats off to him and that team. I know they're got to be excited. I did everything to keep him behind me. I couldn't run the bottom really good in 3 and 4, so I kept sliding myself, and it's like, man, at some point if I screw up, he's going to get behind me. So I kind of committed to at the end there just to really protect and try not to slip up at the bottom. So big shout out to the Harveys and everyone that supports this team. We've sucked really all year compared to how we ran last year, and man, just not up to any of our standards. And we went to work and tried to make sure everything was back to square one, and we did that tonight. So hate that Lane and Kinley aren't here today for this one, but I'm sure I'll see them here in a few days.
Especially with how good the racetrack was tonight here at Lincoln Park Speedway. The top side really good with a huge cushion, the bottom side really slick but kind of has a lot of wheel spin. How difficult was it to both try and go forward but also to defend from every which angle?
Yeah, I've been racing here since 2018, which I know a lot of people race here a lot longer than I have, but I think from start to finish, this is probably the best track I've ever seen, with 47 cars. They just barely, tickled it all night and kept some moisture in it, but it blew right back off and we were able to race right away. So like I said, this is the best I've probably ever seen this place, and man, they nailed it all night. You could hammer the cushion. It was really big and tricky, and then there was a really, really narrow, slim bottom that you had to idle around. So yeah, like I said, weird to be the one doing that, but glad I could put this thing in victory lane for these guys. Kirk, Daniel, T-Bone, Charlie, they've been busting their butts. It's been hot, and these guys have worked every single race. We had the same guys for the midgets and sprint cars, and they do them all. So it's a lot of work these last few weeks, and we got a lot more coming. So I'm glad I can get a win for them.